Welcome to New Day Cleveland. I'm David Moss, and today we're celebrating two beautiful assets of Northeast Ohio, art and nature. Now we're going to take you inside local studios and shops to see what's being created and find the inspiration you need for your inner artist, plus natural beauty in Northeast Ohio, from flowers to greens. So here we go. We begin our journey in Lorain County. This is Sheffley.
Sheffley Garden is a 20-acre botanical garden set in 70 acres of a metro park here in Lorain County Metro Parks. And it has a little bit of everything. We have walking trails, we have a wide variety of gardens that bloom at different points throughout the year. We have wooded trails, so if you want to just take a stroll through the woods, you can do that as well. We have the Vermilion River, which provides a lot of opportunity for fishermen, kayakers, or just nature lovers who are checking out fish and frogs and the life along the river. In 1936, Otto Sheffley Jr. bought his grandparents' house and 8 acres of land, and he wanted to become a gardener. He wanted to plant trees and flowers, and while it wasn't his career, it was his hobby. His idea was really just to share his love of plants with everyone, and that's what we still do today. There's really something to come out multiple times throughout the year for everyone. You're going to see trees by themselves. So you get to see a maple tree as a maple tree and not just a trunk or leaves in the woods. You get to see them as specimens, as individual pieces. In some ways, it's sort of like a living museum. Trees that come from Asia, the ginkgo tree, the Japanese umbrella pine, the Dawn redwood, trees that you would not be familiar with in a walk through the woods here in Lorain County. 2007, we put in our children's garden. This was a space to draw in families and get that next generation of future gardeners involved with plants. And as a highlight, we have our carousel, which has that calliope music, and really just the kids enjoy to come out, get a ride or 2 or 5, and it's fun for everybody. One of the nice things about Sheffley Garden is that it's pretty accessible to everyone. We have a paved trail that goes around the perimeter of the garden that is ADA accessible. We also have a tram that runs 2 days a week. So if you can't quite walk all the way around the garden, you can take a narrated tour of the garden and learn a little bit about the plants. Sheffley Garden is a little bit different than your average park, and that's, they use it in so many different ways, but it's a quiet little refuge that they can enjoy nature or gardening on their own pace. There's no rush, there's no hurry. And I think we're seeing people having a brand new appreciation for the outdoors, whether it's the garden or the woods or just being outside.
Sheffley Gardens is part of the Lorain County Metro Parks. Okay, outdoor art is one of the many unique creations you'll find in Hudson. Standing Rock Gallery represents artists across America and beyond.
Standing Rock Gallery is an artisan gallery. We've been in business over 40 years. We've specialized over the years in glass. We've done pottery, sculpture, jewelry. Everything here is handmade by artists, and we know most of them personally, so it's really fun to talk with people about a piece, or if they want to know more about how it was made or who did it or whatever. We have all that information. We giggle because it's a small space, but you have to walk through a number of times, even in our small space. We say, go through and look low, go through and look in the middle, and go through and look up. There's just a lot to see, and we pack everything in tight so that there's a lot to choose from, a lot of price points. We're really careful that way. We don't want anyone to feel like they can't afford something beautiful and handmade and one of a kind. We We do a lot of pottery. I know a lot of people are looking for wedding type gifts or things like that. So we have serving pieces of pottery that I know are extremely popular. We are doing a whole bunch of coffee mugs because I think right now people are kind of sitting at home, want something pretty. So we have a lot of mugs. We do have like blown glass orbs. We have a lot of garden items, bird houses, bird feeders that are made out of pottery as well. We do have actually a few bird houses that are made out of gourds, which is kind of cool. I know a lot of people that come in the store are very purposeful in choosing the color of the item they get, choosing the style of something they select. And then I think the story behind it, who made it? Someone made that for your person you're gifting it for or for what you're purchasing for yourself. I think there's a special connection with an artist when you buy one of their pieces. We wrap, and we've done that for years and years. We make fabric bags, so over the holidays particularly, we are sewing in the back to make fabric bags. Everything is wrapped complimentary, so it really looks beautiful on the way out. It matches the beauty that's on the inside of the package for sure. The trip out here to shop is made better by the selection of all different types of things that you can find something special for someone special. And I think too that once you're in the space and get to chat with us, you'll just be kind of enveloped by the environment, by how warm and welcoming this place is. So not only are you going to shop for something and feel really great when you walk out the door because you have something beautiful, but I think you will feel good shopping here and being here with us.
Standing Rock Gallery is located on Darrow Road, and that is in Hudson. Still to come, natural beauty gardening with passion in Northeast Ohio. Welcome back to New Day Cleveland. It's an hour of inspiration and exploration. Every week you'll find a group of dedicated gardeners hard at work keeping a piece of Cleveland beautiful. Check out the gardens maintained by the Western Reserve Herb Society.
We're at the Western Reserve Herb Society's garden right here in University Circle. We are on the campus of the Cleveland Botanical Garden. We have been in this location since 1969. We have 9 different specific gardens. As you walk in, our newest garden is the edible flower garden. You walk down here, right now we're on the terrace garden, which overlooks the formal knot garden. Surrounding the knot garden is the fragrance garden, plants dedicated to natural fragrance. Right next to that is the medicinal garden, the culinary garden, our historic rose garden. Circling around, we have the dye garden dedicated to plants used for natural dyes. And then we have the trial and cutting garden, which we experiment with new types of plants and flowers. And we also have a quilt garden. All the people that you see today working in the garden are volunteers. There are people who've been volunteers, are members of this organization for 25, 30 years. People are very, very dedicated.
So this is the culinary section, or the kitchen garden, 2 names. We change it every year, and I add a few, and I take away a few. We try to keep up with the new plants that we put in, as well as our core herbs with the markers, so that people who visit can understand what we're growing, and where it's from, what its botanical name is. I like botanical names because the common name gets confused. And you like a plant, you like the way it tastes, you like the way it smells, you like the way it performs in the kitchen, and you want to buy it, you want to make sure that that's the plant you're getting. So the botanical name is very important.
I'm co-chair of the medicinal section, which is this whole corner. We have 96 varieties of plants in this just little corner, and there are 28 native plants, which we were pleasantly surprised about because our founders installed this 50 years ago in 1969. I've always gardened my whole life. I'm an artist too. They usually go together. I really enjoy coming here every week and working on this beautiful garden.
There's a lot of great information to be had from our workers, and we'd like to help if we can. We'd be a great resource for the area.
The gardens maintained by the Western Reserve Herb Society are part of the outdoor experience at the Cleveland Botanical Garden. We head now to another place overflowing with beauty, beautiful fabrics that is. It's Norwalk Fabric.
Norwalk Fabric Outlet is a store where you can find awesome fabric and trims at a really good discounted price. We buy remnants from the furniture manufacturers. We buy overstock. We buy from stores, unfortunately, that are going out of business. And we bring it all in here, sort it out, and have it displayed. Generally speaking, fabric is running $50, $60 a yard. And for us, that just seemed ridiculous. So what we do is we get it for a good price and we keep it a good price. Everything's under $10 except our marine vinyl. But everything else starts at $7.99 a yard and goes up to $9.99 a yard. We have a big upholstery area. We buy from several different furniture manufacturers when they change over their new patterns for the new year. So we get it at a good price and then we keep it at a good price for you. And you can come in and purchase it, and we cut it on a 1/4 yard cut. So if you need a 1.5 yards, we probably have it. If you need 50 yards, we can get it. We just have a lot of upholstery. We have fabulous trims, cording, brush trims. Our trim area is huge. We also sell outdoor fabric. We have people come with their cushions and they want a new look for the year. We always keep outdoor fabric in-house. We have foam from 1 inch to 6 inch in 2 different densities that people can make new cushions or refill their couch cushions if they're broken down. You just have to bring your old ones. We will trace around them and refill them for you. We have another area that we opened up. It's called Charlotte Fabrics. They're current. We carry all their books. We carry a lot of their samples. They're out of Wisconsin. They drop ship it right to your house. Because I'm a distributor, I give my discount to my customers. One of our very good customers who sews, she moved her machines into my shop. And she does custom drapery, boat pillows, cushions. She does all her own installs too, so you don't even have to worry about putting those drapes up when they're done. She's an awesome seamstress and she's right here every day. We never have grumpy people in here. We never have people that are mad at us, that are upset. They come in, it's a happy place. This is just a great business. I could have retired easily 5 years ago, but I don't have any plans to yet.
As the name implies, Norwalk Fabric Outlet is located in Norwalk. Still to come, kick back and relax in nature, the local winery that's been flourishing for more than 80 years. Welcome back to an hour of inspiration and exploration. Tucked away in Avon Lake, you'll find vineyards that continue to produce award-winning wine. This is Klingshirn Winery.
We are growers and producers of our own wines here in Avon Lake. We've been here since my grandfather began it in 1935. I am the third generation. We grow, we ferment, we do everything into the bottle, get it into the bottle and sell it. We're making all types of wines that are available to be made. We concentrate and only buy fruit that's grown in the Lake Erie or Ohio region. And then anything from a classic type of wine, a Riesling, a Cabernet Franc, a Pinot Grigio, to the old traditional vines, Concord, Niagara, Catawba, which are typically finished as sweeter wines. And we do the whole range, the gamut of the different styles of those wines as well. So there are 18 labels here that people have to choose from. We have 20 acres of vineyards. The bulk of them is the original Concord vines that have been here since Klingshirns came to this farm in the 1920s. And then in the late 70s, early 80s, when I made the commitment to my father that I would be the third generation, the building was expanded and we expanded the vineyards. A lot of handwork goes into it, and we begin harvesting usually mid to late August through October, depending on the varieties. They all ripen at different times. I like our home run red, we call it. It's a blend starting with Cabernet Franc as its base and some other hybrids to give it complexity. Maybe not as complex and big as a California style red where they get a lot more heat and sunshine, less rain, but it is still a great representation of what you can find in an Ohio red wine that is locally grown and produced. We allow sampling at 50 cents an ounce, whatever you would like to try. And then if you care to, we can sell you a glass or a bottle, but we only have seating opportunities outside in the yard at picnic tables. We do not have any sort of indoor covered seating. Over the years, we've accumulated a lot of medals. I believe the first secret is just having a good, consistent quality, so when people come back, they can expect the same as they had before. That is so important in today's economy, to have confidence in what you're buying. And so, yes, I think over the years, our consistency has been paramount to our success.
Klingshirn Winery is located in Avon Lake, and there's no seating inside the tasting room, but you are welcome to enjoy a glass of wine outdoors on the property. Okay, here's another growing business. We're going to go to Streetsboro to explore Rooted Oaks.
Rooted Oaks is a makeup of about 60 plus vendors and local small businesses. We have different artists as well in here. We like to consider ourselves like a small business incubator. We provide a space for businesses that may not have the ability to provide their own overhead, or people are just getting started.
Started from a dream of me owning my own clothing line. It's a faith-based clothing line where I take scriptures from the Bible and I turn them into pictures, help relate to everyday life. It's been my dream for many years. We got involved with our church. Our church has a lot of people that start their own businesses and want to grow as well. So we basically combined the two. And in doing that, we got our dream out and help other people get their dreams out by starting their own business, and that's where Rooted Oaks came from.
We have something for everybody. We have stuff for kids, stuffed animals, they're crocheted stuffed animals. We have stuff for babies, newborns, blankets. We have lots of t-shirts for men and women, purses, jewelry, home decor, all kinds of different stuff. All of our small businesses are local. The furthest one is maybe 45 minutes away. We have someone from Youngstown, we have people from Cleveland, Aurora, Streetsboro, Kent. Take your time. Because if you move too quickly, you will miss something. A lot of people will do like a quick walk by and then go back around because, like I said, if you walk too quickly, you will miss some really good stuff. And people will be like, oh, I came back a second time and I didn't even see this the first time. So definitely take your time and enjoy it.
It's not your typical sales atmosphere. You know, whenever you come in here, we're hoping that we promote something that makes you want to be here, makes you feel at ease, and it's just all about family. It's all about what we can all accomplish together. I think that's the big difference.
All of these people put their time, their hard work into each and every piece. I mean, yes, you can find home decor at any big shopping mall or Walmart or something like that, which is great, but these people really take a lot of time away from their families to get their business going, to start their dream. And they put passion behind each and every piece, and I think that's the most important part. That's why we're here. My husband and I, have a small business, and there's no way we could have filled a building like this with just our small business. And we're like, let's invite other businesses as well, because we want our dream to come true and we want theirs to also. That's why we do what we do.
As with any artistic space, the items for sale at Rooted Oaks are always changing, and the shop's located in Streetsboro on Market Square Drive. Okay, still to come, folks, an artistic outlet to ease the stress of a global pandemic. Welcome back to New Day Cleveland. Consider this a positive of the COVID-19 pandemic. A local maker found a new artistic outlet and opened up Good Witch Pottery when the world was shutting down.
Good Witch Pottery is something that I started just to kind of survive the pandemic. It was right when the pandemic happened that my kids were home, Yates was not working, and I was just frazzled. It kind of was born out of my necessity to be creative when the pandemic hit and Yates kind of just came to a stop. Yates Perfumes is still my company, where I am the only one that makes all your perfumes for you through Yates. Everything is handmade in small batch. Everything from things that I started 10, 12 years ago to things that I've created not that long ago. So when you mess something up, that's kind of hard to make it right again. Whereas if I mess something up with clay, I can just smash it and start over. So it's this forgiving movement when it comes to clay and just physically getting your hands dirty. And the best part is when you glaze them and in your mind you think, this is gonna be amazing. And it's opening the kiln after a glaze fire to see if in your mind what actually came to life or didn't. So it's like Christmas morning, you know, that opening of the presents and that anticipation of opening up the kiln and seeing what you created. My mom and I have always enjoyed gnomes, and they kind of remind me of my father, who passed about 4 years ago. She's always collected them. I've kind of had a little, secret love for them, so I figured, why not? Gnomes are fun. They bring good energy, and they're kind of mischievous and fun, so I like gnomes. It's usually a glaze color or a glaze combination that I see that will inspire somebody or something that I want to do, and then I just let them create themselves. I don't have anything in mind as to what I'm going to do. I usually get the hat going first. If I twist it or curl it or add a moon or add a star, I just kind of let it happen And I try not to think. I think too much when it comes to Yates, so I tend to let this be more organic and just let it happen. I like the fact that they're a little bit organic and wonky and, you know, misshapen. I think that gives them a little bit more character. Once I glaze them, they kind of take on this new identity, and I give them a name and a little quirky, funky thing about them, like one was a popcorn eating champion and one loves, you know, a good bottle of wine, and one loves motorcycle rides. So it just kind of comes to me once they're all glazed and I pull them out of the kiln. I hope they just bring all the good juju. You know, that's what they're designed to do. They're designed to keep an eye on your garden or keep an eye on your plants or your cats or whatever. They're just meant as guardians for whatever area you put them in. So I just hope that they make somebody smile and just bring good energy into their house or to their garden.
Goodwitch Pottery is located inside the Screw Factory, and that is in Lakewood. Facebook is a great way to keep up with our newest creations. And speaking of creations, we're stepping inside a small business in Manaway to enjoy the beauty of flowers.
Crooked River Flowers and Gifts is a florist and gift style store. We do flowers for all occasions. We can do them for everyday birthdays, anniversaries. We can also do events, weddings, showers, anything you need, we can do it for you. We try to get something different all the time that people don't see. For instance, this week we got rainbow roses just because no one's ever seen rainbow roses. We also try to get stuff that's seasonal, bright, colorful, because people like that. The gift options are kind of endless. We have candles, we have mugs, we have decor for your home. We have a lot of homemade things. Some people are local, some people aren't so local, but we can kind of get you anything you need for any reason that you need it. Top sellers, definitely candles. A lot of our home decor items, we really do well with the farm pictures, because this is a farming community, so I think they really, you know, like that, take that in. We have a lot of gifts. The signs are all from someone here local. They're right down the street. They can customize them for you, or they have a ton here in store that you can just pick right from what we have. The Rusty Stone is something new that we just got here. You can actually come here and customize different stones. If it's a memorial stone, it could be for your address. It can do actually anything you want. They have a list here that we have, and you can just pick what symbol, what writing, what font you want, and then they will customize it, and they can get it here within a week. Our flower bar is what we offer every once in a while. We don't have it all the time. It's like a special thing. We kind of set it up just like a salad bar, but it's all flowers. So we have different varieties of all kinds of things. I always try to get something different that no one's ever seen. And then you can come pick 1 stem, 2 stems, 20 stems, whatever you want. It's all priced by stem. And then you can just pay for it, take it home, and set it up on your table. Here at Crooked River, we do offer classes. We do classes for all holidays, Christmas centerpieces, Easter centerpieces. We also offer kids classes. We're actually doing a teacup class with kids this weekend, and a unicorn class where they're going to make an actual unicorn flower arrangement. We do succulent gardens, fairy gardens, all kinds of classes. And we also box them up so you can take them home with you if you don't want to do it here in store. I chose to open Crooked River here in Manaway because I always wanted to be part of a small town community. It's just amazing the amount of support that this town gives us. I feel like everybody should come out to Manaway. You can get coffee, walk around to the stores, grab lunch at Jake's or at the sub shop. We have a butcher shop, so you could actually go there, get dinner for the night. Come on down.
Crooked River Flowers is one of the several businesses to open in the past couple of years in Manaway, making it a great place for a day trip. Okay, still to come, folks, blossoming in Burton. What's growing at a local garden center? Welcome back to New Day Cleveland. It's time to head to Burton, and you could be surrounded by beautiful blooms. That's right, there's always something in season at Urban Growers.
Urban Growers is a local garden center and wholesale operation located in Burton, Ohio. We've currently been in business for 21 years. We offer a wide range of plant material for the home consumer as well as the wholesale operations throughout Ohio. What started years ago as a hobby. At the time, it didn't seem like much, but as of now, you can see as we walk you around what it's turned into. I just enjoyed planting and making nice items and products for other consumers, municipalities, independent garden centers, and it's turned into this. Everything is grown here. There's some areas here, and then at our other wholesale location on 700, which is approximately 5 minutes from here, is our main growing location. And I would say now we're closing in on 4 acres of growing space that would supply our retail center as well as our other customer base. You'll find a wide range of products from your bedding flats, such as your marigolds, begonias. Those are 2 big tickets, impatiens. And then we also do a nice selection of some container pots, some moss hanging baskets. We're a little bit different here than the plastic baskets. But that's kind of where we're at as a company, to grow a high-end product and be spread out enough that we can supply all different types of products, from a regular plastic basket all the way to an 18-inch moss hanging basket. Our pansy baskets, as you can see here, and pansy ovals and so forth, would be our earliest crop. They'll take to cool temperatures. I don't recommend that they get like really soaked with the heavy frost, but they will take it. And a lot of people in certain climates and areas, they can have them and they'll survive all summer. We have a nice selection of herbs and some early season vegetables. One item that has come to know and be a very good ticket for us is the hanging basket Tom tomato. They're actually showing some fruit right now, and it's a great gift that you can take home and go out on your patio and have success. Holly, the store manager, has done a great job here. I can't take credit for any of the gift items, but she has really taken that to another level for us. And that's really been driven so that you can come here for something other than just plants. You can pick up a gift for mom or dad or whatever it is at a reasonable price where you can get a couple items. We have some tropicals that has become a big hit. You'll find as you go through here, everybody is polite. Anybody will help you. If they don't know the answer, we'll find it out for you. That's how I was raised, and that's how I instill it into all my employees, that we treat everybody the right way, and we hope that that runs through the company and brings all the customers back. I want to be known for having the nicest product and the nicest quality, and at the end of the day, have a happy customer.
Okay, you want to find it? Well, I'll tell you, Urban Growers is located in Burton, not too far from the square. Okay, from natural beauty to artistic beauty, wool, silk, ribbons, and more. They're all awaiting you at a place called Superfine Yarn Company.
Superfine Yarn Company, I hand dye yarn, and I try to make a wide array of colors for all sorts of knitters and all sorts of projects. It's superfine, which is a type of yarn that's very thin, so a lot of people think it means I only dye that type of yarn, but I actually thought it was kind of funny because it's a woman-owned business. I've been a knitter for a long time and wanted some colors that I didn't see out there. My aunt taught me to knit, and we'd go to fiber shows, and slowly I actually started with Kool-Aid dyeing, which just got me into it, and just played around on my stovetop, and it just exploded from there, where I got a studio and started with acid dyes and just went on from there. I don't spin the yarn myself. I work with different mills, and they have the yarn and send it to me in skeins, and then I put it in a pan with acid, and then I pour different dyes over it in different areas. You'll see there's multicolored ones. And then I put it in a bread proofer, and that heats it up and sets the dye to it, so it's permanent. I do a mix of different types. So I started off with really bright colors and really pastels. And then kind of as I went through maybe my second year, I added some grays and some beiges and some other colors. So I just kind of, whatever strikes me on that day when I'm kind of going into dye, especially you kind of need color inspiration for the day too. Especially if I'm sending it to a yarn shop, I want to have multiple colors for them so their customers can work with, you know, and pick out different colors for a shawl. So I'll have to think, oh, gray and peach, and, you know, kind of while I'm planning out my day of dyeing. Purples do well, multicolored ones do well. Actually, ones with kind of a lot going on, I think do well just because maybe it's unusual. So you want to, you know, if you're knitting a shawl, you'll have something that stands out and people would ask you about it. Most of them are wool blends, so most of them are merino and then have something else in them as well. Some have nylon and that gives it strength for like socks or sweaters. So there's different types or things that are added in. Alpaca gives it kind of a fuzziness, so it just depends what you're looking to knit. First-time customers or new knitters, when they walk in my booth, they sometimes need to know about the different weights of yarn. So sometimes it's easier for new knitters to use thicker yarn because it doesn't get, if it gets tangled, it's easier to see. So, and then also what they're using it for. Sometimes if you're knitting a hat, you want different yarn than knitting for socks. So, you know, I can help them, you know, kind of guide them to choose the right yarn. I think just because I've grown from such, you know, just working on my stove, that it is very special to me. I, you know, put a lot of my heart into it, and everything, as you can see, the process, there's a lot that goes into each step of it and a lot of planning. So I love, you know, every color that I put out is something that I love.
Superfine Yarn Company is located inside the Hildebrandt Building on Walton Avenue in Cleveland. Still to come, Going Green, or rather pink, in Akron. Welcome back. Okay, if you're driving through Akron and you notice a pink glow, this could be why, because inside an old tire factory, you'll find a thriving hydroponic farm. This is Vigil Gardens.
Vigil Gardens is an indoor agricultural company producing produce 365 days a year in the old tire factories in Akron, Ohio. We grow all leafy greens here. We don't do anything that fruits or ends up in a full vegetable. So with leafy greens, we do microgreens, lettuce, and herbs. And our specialty is really microgreens. So they're great flavor, great nutrition, and in a low calorie pack. The idea started, it was a conversation between me and my buddy on campus. He had a chef friend growing microgreens. We said, I think we can do that. So we started in a basement and figured out that there was a good market in the food industry. And so we continually grew and ended up at 25,000 square feet that you see here in the tire factory. When we start out by sowing, which is putting the seed into the media. That's gonna then go into germination, where that seed has to crack out of its shell with no light. From there, it goes into our first stage of growing. And our whole system is about space management. So when plants can be close together, we keep them close together and then space them out and take up more space out on our tables. But it starts in our starter rack, which is over on this side, goes onto our tables, which is what you see with the purple lights. And then after that comes down, gets harvested, packaged, and is out the door within 24 hours from harvest going out to the customer. Because we're growing it the right way and giving it optimum growing conditions, that the flavor is going to be absolutely superb. think people get a bad rap on salads. They think that they're very boring and kind of always the same thing. And in our case, it was, we wanted to bring different textures, different flavors, and so we started making different salad blends. Some of our salads are to kind of appease the individual who's not the biggest lettuce connoisseur. So it's nice, crisp, and crunchy. It's actually the name of the salad. But so that texturally is going to be really light, really easy to eat. You can dress it up with whatever you'd like, all the way to a romaine medley blend, which is going to be, a lot more on the salad connoisseur side, a little bit bitter in flavor, but has that really rich green taste and texture that somebody who's really into nutrition is going to enjoy a lot more. Vigio is Latin for a state of thriving. So we didn't want to just be a garden, right? We want to be a thriving garden, or a company that's really focused about not just surviving, but pushing for more.
Vigil Gardens products are available in several local stores. Oh, you can also order online for curbside service and pick it up in Akron on Mondays and Thursdays. Now, here's a great way to get your kids and grandkids involved in the arts. That's right, this is Weaving Supply and Studio.
Weaving Supply and Studio is mainly classes with a large variety of arts and crafts. We also do sell weaving supplies, weaving yarns, and shuttles, a few other things like that. I was a preschool teacher for many, many years, and we always really enjoyed the art portion of the day, every day. We did about 20 to 30 minutes of art a day. And I just really saw some students just really blossoming with all that. They just loved it so much. My mother taught myself and my children, I was grown by then, to do pottery. And she bought a kiln, so we started doing that. So I had all these supplies, I had all the stuff, and I just thought it was a great retirement job for me. We have the pottery, and there's two kinds. There's the slip casting, where you pour a liquid clay into a mold. And there's also, we roll out the clay and do what they call hand building, where they'll just make something, with it, that they form it with their hands. There's painting for fun, which is just painting for all different things. We had a birthday party this weekend and they did that. There's paper weaving, there's the potholder loom, there's weaving on a small handheld loom. I do teach beginning knitting. I make dish towels, blankets. You can make a small purse. I made a tissue cover. There's terrariums is one that's the kids really love, and I give two choices. You can have the live plants or fake plants. The paper flowers are very fun to make, and the kids love that. I am always looking for artists and teachers. If they want to give a workshop here, that would be so fun. There's a young lady that makes jewelry. This is one of her bracelets. She makes jewelry out of upcycled guitar strings, and I just thought that was so interesting. Another woman that sells her art here is the Miss Sahara, and she's going to do the silk screening. She prints the shirts and I sell them here. When children do art, they get to have all the choices. They pick the colors, the format, what they want to do. And it is very fun doing these things, and hands-on learning is very good for kids. And as far as schoolwork goes, art, music, and sports all enhance the overall learning, so it's great for them. The possibilities are endless. If there's something you want to try and we don't do it yet, I wasn't planning to have birthday parties, and someone asked, so we did have a very fun time doing. I've done 2 birthday parties so far, and it was really nice. It's very fun. It's like teaching preschool all over again. They're so happy and they're so proud of their thing that they made, and the one little girl told me she came to the birthday party and she had come a year ago and she made a vase and a couple other things. She goes, "My mom does love that vase," and it was so cute. That's what it's about, having them feel successful and do something that's so fun.
Weaving Supply and Studio is located in Lakewood. And guess what, folks? That wraps up our hour of inspiration and exploration. I hope you're inspired for a little exploration, right? You'll find a complete list of featured businesses and locations on our website. Just click on New Day Cleveland. I'm David Moss, and I'll see you on the next New Day Cleveland.